As the pandemic rages on, brands have shifted from doing hard advertising to creating content that simply says, hey, look, we're a brand and we care. We're seeing fewer hard sells and more PSA field cuts. Is it the same here in the Philippines? And will the economic fallout from COVID-19 put advertising and film industries in a coma? Today, we have the pleasure of speaking to the multi-awarded international film director, Jun Reyes, who's over 30 years in the craft, has seen him create camera magic from Unitel Productions to shooting gallery studios to his newest baby, Indie.Go Media. Hi, Direct Jun. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Mimi.
Okay, so as companies big and small brace for tough times and they look to cut the fat in the budget, will advertising budgets be the first to get axed? I mean, are companies even still advertising, or is everybody getting a pay cut today?
Generally, I think there's always been a cut in advertising budgets, but it's also, at this point, advertisers must also try to advertise and get themselves out there. No? I mean, I think it's a better proposition at this point for them to have their presence felt. So essentially now with social media, I mean that's the process by which their presence can be felt. Mm-hmm. And I mean these are crucial times, so their presence is actually very important.
Mm-hmm. With over 30 years of experience, Direct, do you remember what happened to the advertising and film industries during the 1997 Asian financial crisis or the 2008 global financial crisis?
Yeah, well, there was a significant reduction during those times too. No? But smart marketers also try to bounce back right away and actually advertise during those times too. But of course, there was a big reduction during those times.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that the reduction this time is going to be bigger than during the 97 or 08 crisis?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because everyone this situation is very different. It really affects the whole world. No? I mean, in a different sense, but I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the 97 or the 2008. Mm-hmm. It's just my prediction.
Mm-hmm. But Direct, let's talk about the production. I know that you've started to try to restart production. How is production or shooting or filming different in the time of COVID?
There's a remarkable effort now to actually impose safety measures. No? Mm-hmm. I mean, for everyone, and also an effort not to spread the virus. Mm-hmm. So, the basic protocols are in place: masks, temperature checks, health declarations, contact tracing. But more importantly, there's a big effort now by the industry to cut down working hours. So from the original, we normally shoot between 16 to 20 hours, but now it's mandated that we shoot around 12 hours, mm-hmm. just to give allowances for curfews, so people can go home before the curfew, and that means that call times will also be adjusted, and backup times will also be adjusted, and of course the process is actually slower, so everyone has to be conscious about physical distancing and all of that. I mean, it's completely changing the way production is made now.
Is the crew size also smaller? The number of people on the set?
Yeah,
how much?
There's an effort too in the industry. We've cut down from between 40 to 50%. I mean, the whole idea is to have less people in the sets, so the sets are less crowded. So I mean, there was a big move to actually address the population in the set. Mm-hmm. The other important feature is that we're also introducing what you call live streaming. Mm-hmm. Live streaming is a feature wherein even if your clients and your stakeholders are not in the studio, they can actually see what you're shooting and get reviews and approvals while doing this. No, mm-hmm. I mean, this is also an effort to actually um, reduce the population. Of course, people don't want to be in the sets, no? So what we've done is to actually stream the images and the shots that we've been doing, and then get their necessary reviews and approvals right away. So it's also an innovative idea, I think. So Indigo has put that in place for now.
Direk, I imagine the difficulty of scouting for a location now. First, you have to clean everything. And second, you know how people bring a location to life? When you shoot for these big fast food giants, you want, to feature a store, a branch that's full of people, full of customers, which we can't do today. How do you go around that challenge?
I mean, basically now the scripts has to tailor to the present times. I mean, crowd scenes are not being seen. Are not being shot. Also, intimate scenes are not also being shot. Also, getting permits on location is quite difficult at these times because most of the barangays and villages require a lot of health protocols. No? And, of course, it's a tedious process. So the norm now, we like in our studio shooting gallery. I mean, that's the favored norm now. No? Everyone wants to shoot in the studio, because it's a more controlled environment. Everything is sanitized. There are certain procedures that we impose, and of course, the exposure is limited to less people, and then we have the necessary safety officers to also impose the safety measures.
Direk, when you say shoot in the studio, you're talking about the chroma, the green screen?
Or live or whatever. I mean, we can either chroma or we can shoot also live sets, product shots, dialogues. I mean, but the whole environment of the studio is a lot safer than doing it on location.
So basically, it's a slower process. There's so many challenges. Is it generally more expensive to produce these commercials today than before COVID?
In a way, yes, it's generally more expensive because what we can normally finish in one day, we have to spread it out over 2 days. Plus, of course, all the safety protocols that we put in place. No? I mean, there's a certain cost also that's involved with it. No? Shooting is a meticulous process. So I mean, you can only do so much in a day. I mean, there are a lot of details that you have to attend to. So, I guess spread over a longer period of time is the way to go.
Direct marketing. Let's talk about marketing in the midst of a global pandemic. It's always a delicate proposition. What do you think are the top 3 things to consider when branding or creating a message? Because at least in the US, so-called coronavirus commercials aren't really selling products anymore, but peace of mind. It becomes sort of an awareness play. Are we using the same playbook here in the Philippines?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the three words could be sincerity, relevance, and hope, as you said. In my recent work for SM, I mean that was the handle for which the SM group wanted to communicate. So I mean, I guess everybody's concern at this point is actually to have a sense of a sense of contribution to the state of the nation, to the state of the country. So it's not really trying to push their services or goods that much, but to actually be sympathetic to our current situation, which is, it's really difficult at this time.
We're actually showing now, Derek, footage of what you shot for that big conglomerate, and you're just showing empty halls, empty hallways, empty parking lots, emptiness.
Yeah, well, that's the whole inspiration. Yeah, that's the whole inspiration. So that's showing those scenes that you normally don't see. With the inspiration to communicate.
For our parting shot, Direct June, you're known for being a great storyteller and a visual artist. If you could create a 30-second sequence for COVID in the Philippines, what would the sequence title be and how would the scene look like?
Interesting. Maybe the title can be "Don't Worry, Be Happy."
Okay.
I mean, I like to have a more positive idea on trying to, to get through these times. I mean, it would be nice to show everyone enjoying each other's company outdoors, indoors, nature, under the sun, under the stars, and mostly smiling faces without masks. I mean, that would be my ideal storyline.
More power to you, Direct June. I know that you're also helping a group, a foundation. You're also giving back, right? Sharing. You do?
Yeah. I mean, part of our efforts of Indie.Go is actually to help the House Foundation. I mean, that's one of our pillars. So we contribute to this foundation to help abuse teens. So a part of our profit goes into that CSR. So it gives us a good, a good purpose for our business too.
Okay. On that note, Direct June, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck in your endeavor, and I'm looking forward to seeing that sequence. Don't worry, be happy. We are a happy bunch, and we will get through this. Thank you.